All right, what's going on, family? Shalom to you. I pray y'all are doing well as we off top. Give the Most High all the honor, the glory, and all praise and worship. My title says, I've given you the best of my years. Family, I want y'all to tell me what you think about this video. I was talking to an older guy yesterday at the store, and he was just talking about him and his wife, how, like my mom says, different ages and going through different stages when you changing in marriage. And he said something very interesting to me, because he said, I told my old lady she expected me to do all this and do all that, and I told her I've given her the best of my years. And you know how older folks would say, I got more days behind me than in front of me. I don't know if y'all ever familiar with that. I know the older generation is. They'll say, I got more days behind me than in front of me, which means I ain't got too much longer to live like you think I do, but really, none of us know when we're gonna leave here. And I tell my old man that all the time, because he's always talking about death a lot. And I ain't got much time to live. And every time he say that, he just keep living and keep living. As I look at Miss Madden, she's 99. Good, Most High say the same, she'll be 100 in December. And when you look at the changes that we go through in marriage, and I'm not sitting there saying it's easy, of course not. But when he said, I've given her the best of my years. Now let me just paint the picture for you. And he wanted me to do this video, and I told him I'm gonna send it to him. He said because when he was younger, he's 78. He said when I was in my prime, as we would say, 40s and early 50s, he said I was giving you the best of me, my energy level. And this ain't no dude that smoked dope or none of that. His mindset is different because, of course, he's older. And him and his wife is 4 years apart. So you can understand in their 70s, right? But then I see people in their 70s, especially a lot of men, they got that energy. They still getting up, walking, going to the store. As they say, they ain't gonna let old age catch up with them, like my mama always say. But then there comes a time, it's like I always look at different marriages when somebody just kind of quit doing what they used to do. And that puts a toll on the marriage. Well, we used to go out and eat, we used to do this, we used to do that. Well, I done got comfortable. I don't feel like doing that no more. It's changes that you go through. But when it's just something about the part when he said, I gave you the best of my years. Is that really so much truth? Is it truth to that? Because I'm asking the question because I see, like Uncle T, he's dead and gone. But when Uncle T was alive, Uncle T, older guy, always dressed up, still bowling at his age. He'd go out to eat, he would go bowling. Walking, exercising. You see some men and women, they'll keep it going, but then that's hard on the marriage because then you got the one that's I'm just gonna stay at home all day. But when you see them doing it together, you be like, that's how I want to be in my marriage. I want that same energy. How old are you, ma'am? I'm 80. Whoa, you 80 and you moving around like that? But it also boils down to what have we done to our bodies? Me and my wife had this conversation all the time. And one thing, like my 9-year-old son said, he said, one thing that goes up and never come down is your age. And I thought that was very wise for Jay to tell me that. And I was sitting there really thinking, like, what he talking about, Daddy? What goes up and don't come down? He said, your age. The number don't go down, it keep going up. And I thought about that still to this day. I said, man, this is why it's so important that we do treat our body a living sacrifice to be holy and acceptable. Your health is your wealth, So I just wanted to share that with y'all this morning. What you think about that? Especially for those who's been together for a long time. And to the ones that have lost their loved one, my prayers for you. I know that's hard when you done lost your husband or your wife. But just give me some pointers and tips on this little video right here, because I always like to hear people's different perspective on these type of questions, because as myself, I don't want to say I done gave you the best, you know. I wanna get older and older and older, like that video I said about getting older. I want to get older and keep doing and getting better. Like a lot of old folks I know, they'll say, I'm getting older and I'm getting better and I'm getting wiser. But that's according to what you do to your body, what you doing to your mindset, renewing your mind. A lot of people still read, you know what I'm saying, walk, play crossword puzzles, all kind of the stuff they do. So they just not sitting up and just, like old folks say, body deteriorate. I ain't doing that. Keeping my bones moving, because when you sit still, like I always mess with Mama Yaya, because I said I'm gonna have to get a chain and loving on you, Mama Yaya, and all y'all, Mama Rose, all y'all, and my mama's on her. I said I'm gonna have to get a chain and chain Mama Yaya down, because she's a mover and a shaker, as my granny would say. You moving, you always moving. And my mama the same way in her 70s. I say I'm gonna have to chain you down and put a chain on you so I can know where you at all time. And that's the beautiful thing, because that keeps you going. The worst thing to do is just sit and don't have nothing to do. And I think about a lot of people in them nursing homes, man, they don't have nobody come visit them. Some of them people getting treated bad, terrible. But then a lot of them got a bad attitude. A lot of them going through, you know, dementia. I mean, you name it. So just wanted to share this with y'all. Give me your 2 cents on that. And I love y'all. Have a blessed day. Shalom.